welcome to a Tuesday night edition of the OHIO podcast live roundtable show. Everybody, welcome in. It's good to have all of you with us tonight. Go ahead and smash that like button if you don't mind, everybody. The chat is up and hopping tonight. Good to have all of you with us. Yeah, we had a little bit of a technical difficulties to get this show started. YouTube did not want to start the stream for us tonight. We had to stop it, re-up it, and start all over again. And here we are. So we'll go a few minutes over 9 o'clock tonight. That'll be the plan, anyways. If you're listening to this on any of those wonderful listening podcast devices, platforms, we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for listening to us. Go ahead and give us a 5-star review if you don't mind. We really do appreciate that as well. Joining us this evening, guys, we started this yesterday. We're going to continue today. We're going to let you introduce yourself and where people can find you or follow you. We'll go ahead and start with Bart first.
No, how you doing, guys? I'm doing good. You don't have to follow me on anywhere. I just Facebook, and we can connect there. But good to be here. And I think Eric, I think from now on you need to do your halftime of your Super Bowl song. I thought that was awesome that the Biggie Pods did that. So
Biggie Pot's halftime performance will start the after show tonight. How about that?
Oh yeah, that would be
That
great.
was excellent.
Yeah.
Legendary.
Sean, tell everybody who you are, where they can follow you.
Sean Schrock, sometimes known as the Schrock Star. You can find me on Facebook and X. I believe it's at Sean Schrock 45 on X. He usually hang out on X or Facebook.
You can find me on Facebook under my name, Mika Hanna, or X under at Mika Hanna or the Illuminati podcast. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my podcast. New episode coming hopefully Thursday.
And if you need help finding where her channel is located, down in the description below here, you can find a link to the Illuminati as well as the Spectrum podcast, TG's podcast, and coming soon, a third podcast underneath the OHIO podcast umbrella. Also, you can find links over to our Patreon. Thank you to all the new Patreon members we got in the last 2 weeks. We appreciate you guys joining our Inner O community over on Patreon, where you get the super secret show absolutely free for being a Patreon member. All right, guys, let's get into it tonight. Michigan is in big trouble. I've been doing some research, guys, and that's always a bad thing for Michigan when I start to get into the research part of what I like to do. That being said, I have for you 5 reasons why Kyle Whittingham will not succeed as Michigan's head coach. Now, we have to determine, what does success look like? To me, success would be winning a national championship. So, he will not win a national championship at Michigan. That's the bar. Y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
I agree, but I do believe he does turn things around there, though.
What do you mean by turn things around?
It won't be a circus like it is right now. I believe that he will get them straightened out. I think it's gonna be he's got a lot of work to do, because they go from having a coach that was like their brother and their friend, letting them get away with murder. Now they got a disciplinarian. I mean, there's no more substitute teacher. I mean, now they got a guy that's bringing discipline and won't put up with that crap. So I think there's going to be a culture shock for them boys up north for a while. And I think he'll get the crap, the stuff that was going on. He'll iron that out. But will he win a national championship? No.
Wow, Sean, I don't bribe my friends. I don't know what kind of friends you got, but I don't bribe mine.
Now I think it's almost like going from a good example would be going from John Cooper to Jim Tressel. that would be a good explanation. John Cooper was a player's coach, and I don't think Jim Tressel was a mean person. He just had his rules, and you followed them, and that's what it was.
So we all are in agreement then that it's kind of national championship or the experiment is bust. Now, if Michigan fan wants to say success is getting this program straightened out and respectful again, that's a different conversation. But that's not the Michigan man or fan I'm running into online on a consistent basis. Like Lisa said, they literally believe they're going to beat us this year. And okay, that's fine. There's actually some history that says that's in their favor when they get a new coach. That's for a later episode. But I'm hearing like CFP, we're going to win the Big Ten. No one's going to stop us. We're going to go back to a national championship. That's the kind of talk you're getting from a lot of Michigan fans. And I don't think that they're anywhere close to that this year, in my opinion. I think they're going to be a better football team. They're going to be a more disciplined football team. But they're also going to be a football team that is transitioning under a new head coach in a new program. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out 5 reasons why Michigan could be in big trouble this year. And I want you guys, or just moving forward under Kyle Whittingham, 5 reasons why he won't win a national championship at Michigan. I want you guys to respond to what I have, my list. Here we go. Number 5. Whittingham is 66 years old. Father Time is undefeated. Only 3 coaches have ever won a national championship at the age of 66 or older. Bart, can you name one of them?
Can I name one of them that
Only
won a
3.
national championship?
At 66 years or older.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, you could. One of them's easy.
Yep.
Oh, one of them's easy.
Yeah, like recently, really easy. Sean, you got one?
Did Hairball do it?
Curt Cignetti is. Oh, by the way, this is in college football, like
all time.
No, Curt Cignetti was 64.
Lou Holtz.
Lou Holtz, no. What'd you say, Mika?
Saban.
Nick Saban is 1. There's 2 more.
How old was Osborne? Tom Osborne.
He was younger than 66.
What about the South Carolina coach? What was his name? But he didn't.
Spurrier. Steve Spurrier.
Yeah,
nope, he was under 66.
Howard Schlussenberger.
Nope.
Was it Bowden?
Bobby Bowden, very good. Mika's got the first 2. There's one more.
Joe Pa.
Long time ago.
Woody?
Joe Pa.
Close. Woody's not Woody, but very close.
Bear Bryant.
Bear Bryant. All 3 of them, those are the 3 coaches that have won a national championship at the age of 66 or older, according to ChatGPT. And all 3 of them, I then looked this up, all 3 of them won a national championship, their first, before the age of 66. Wow. Kyle Whittingham would be winning his first national championship at 66 or older. He would be the oldest to ever win it for the first time, according to the research that I did. Now, that's according to AI and ChatGPT. But that just goes with saying Father Time is undefeated. So, Bart, do you buy into that a little bit at all? Or do you think, nah, he's still a young pup, he can still do this?
No, I don't buy into it at all, just because he hasn't been in a program that is able to compete at that level. Utah is not a program that's going to be able to compete every year. Those other people, the other coach you were talking about, were great programs, and he just has an opportunity. But he's been very successful. He knows football. Who cares how old you are? He knows football, and if he could bring that to Michigan, I think, hey, that's better for everybody else. So there's something funny going on too.
There it is. Just if you were on the Secret Show last night, you know all about this. Unfortunately, Sean, do you buy into this or not? Number 5, he is 66. Father Time is undefeated.
I think I don't buy into it because I think anything's possible. I mean, honestly, if he gets the right circumstances, I mean, if you get a ticket to the dance and you got the right pathway to go through, I mean, it can happen. But do I think it'll happen? No. I don't. But I mean, is it possible? Yes.
I mean, I don't think they'll win a national championship, but I think like anyone can do it. You just gotta be a decent coach, and I think he's shown that he's a decent coach. What he did at Utah and everything. Like I actually like Whittingham, and I hate that I like it because it makes me feel icky now that he's in Ann Arbor. But like I think he's the right person for this job, and I don't think age has anything is going to be the factor that stops him from taking this program to another level, or at least getting it straightened out.
Well, again, we're talking about winning a national championship. We're not talking about getting it straightened out.
I know.
The expectation is not about having at Michigan is no longer having a successful graduation rate with no arrests. Okay, that's not what the fan base is after here. They're after national championships. I don't think Kyle Whittingham can do it, and I think number one reason why, well, the fifth reason why is the age tells me he's not going to. No one his age or older has ever won a national championship for the first time.
Why do you say that? Do you think he's had a chance before? Do you think Utah would actually have a chance to win a national championship? There's
And
no way.
Once they
No
joined
way.
the Pac-12, absolutely they did.
No.
They'd have to win it
They're
and get
not
in, but they never did.
So you're saying Kurt Signetti should maybe won a national championship before, but
He
now
did.
he's at
He-
Indiana.
He did. He did win. He won a national championship in the FCS, didn't he?
Oh,
With James
that's-
Madison.
now, come on.
Jim Tressel did too. They won national championships before.
Yeah, he's actually got a place that he's got a chance to win on the recruiting level, on the teams he plays. He has a chance now. I think he's a great coach. I think it doesn't matter if he's 66 or I would say it's almost harder to do when you're in your 30s and 40s. It would be harder because you got more experience. You know how to do it. And look at Ryan Day, how much better he's gotten as older as he's gotten. You can't tell me that at some point you just declined and now you're terrible at football and you forgot everything just because you're 66.
No, there is definitely a bell curve to coaching where you're not as good, you get better, you peak, you plateau, and then you hit the downward stride. Now, Nick Saban is the one coach historically that didn't happen to. He's the only one. Every other coach had a downturn later in their career where they were not nearly as successful, including Bobby Bowden, Joe Paterno. They all did. They all hit that peak, and then when they got to their late 60s, they declined big time.
Woody
Hayes. Nick Saban is the only one who didn't decline.
Would you say Urban Meyer would have declined, you think?
Urban Meyer is still 60. What is he?
Yeah, but I'm saying if he was still coaching.
He would eventually, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's 66. I mean, that's pretty. I think that's still fairly young.
Well, it depends on how you adapt too. Some of these coaches, they wouldn't adapt. I mean, they were stuck in their ways. Either you adapt or you die. Because, I mean, like we see, college football keeps changing, constantly evolving. A lot of these coaches are stuck in their ways. They won a national championship a certain way. They continued thinking, hey, that's the only way to do it. That's the way I did it. And I'm going to keep doing it that way. And they wouldn't adapt. I mean, Woody wouldn't pass the ball. I mean,
you guys want to take a gander? I saw Lou Holtz there, a comment there, Speedman. Thank you. You guys want to take a gander how old Lou Holtz was when he won the national championship at Notre Dame?
59.
51.
He was 51 years old.
51.
Wow.
He was only 51. So
well, I think Sean, you're kind of changing my mind. I think Sean brought a good point. Is the older you get, the more you set in your ways. And now in this landscape of basically free agency, can you adapt to not maybe developing guys and maybe bring guys in? I don't know if Kyle can do that. He's a very disciplined coach. You might have to have a younger coach that knows how to deal with players and basically free agency and the portal. I don't know if he can do that. So I think you're changing my mind.
But he has been around it some. Like, it's not like he
Not on this scale, I don't think.
Yeah,
Though.
he has.
Well,
He has. You're right, Mika, but he also was very unsuccessful to this last year.
yeah,
Utah took a bad downturn when the NIL and the transfer portal became a big time thing.
that's true.
You know
And
why
then
that is? Because kids aren't going to Utah; they're leaving Utah. You know, they're one of those programs that they're a feeder program for somebody else. And now,
And
now he has a chance to get people in rather than lose them.
and BYU was having a lot of success too, and that hurt them as well.
I'm
100. You're absolutely correct, Mika, on that.
With
And
them,
there's a whole nother dynamic in the state of Utah when it comes to the LDS Church and those athletes in the state of Utah that a lot of people here in the Midwest have no idea. And we might get into some of that here in a minute as well with his job in Michigan. Number 4, unfamiliar recruiting territory. Now, Michigan man's gonna explain this one away by saying we're just gonna throw money at recruits. And to a degree, that will help. But that's not the be all, say all when it comes to recruiting. You still have to make a connection with the kid. You still have to build that relationship. And let's be honest, all his ties are out west, Utah, Nevada, California. They are not here in the Midwest in Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania.
but Eric, you know what they're gonna say though, don't you? They have the greatest recruiter in college football. They got Tony Alford. He's
Oh,
gonna
well,
help them. That's what they say. They say Tony Alford's the best recruiter in football. In
it's
college
no one,
football.
he's not even
no
the best
one
recruiter
thinks
on his
that.
team, and I'll get to that at number 3. But
You know what's
okay,
funny is he's only recruited 2 people that got drafted in the pros. I mean, and his time in Ohio State, there's only 2 players that he recruited that went to the pros.
okay, let's see if we can name him. J.K. Dobbins,
Yep,
Travion.
yep. Them are the 2.
man, nailed that one. Bart, you agree or disagree? Unfamiliar recruiting territory will
Uh,
not help him.
it will no. You are completely. It will not help him. I think the familiarity of high school coaches in Ohio, especially because they get a lot of their talent from Ohio, even in Michigan, and that relationship is paramount to recruiting. Now we've went kind of more global for your elite recruits, but our base is still Ohio, and if you could recruit Ohio, you could be good. Although with today's game, it's less and less important for high school recruiting than it was before. So yes, I think it's going to hurt him. Is it going to be the end all of him? No, because you don't have to, recruit an elite level anymore. You just have to get people in on their portal. So yeah, it's going to hurt. I just don't think it's going to hurt as much as it used to.
I agree with Bart. It is gonna hurt, but I don't think it's gonna hurt as much as it used to. And he can always say, like maybe like his ties to out west will kind of help, especially if he can dip into the California there, because a lot of California kids are leaving that state. As much as USC wants to say that they're locking kids down, there's still a lot of talent leaving that state. So um, I don't want them to be successful, but I don't think the recruiting is going to be having unfamiliar recruiting territory is going to be as big a issue as you're implying.
I can see your point, Eric, but I mean, what he won't be able to get from the high school kids, he'll be able to get in the portal, and Michigan's going to give him something that he's never had before, and that's a
I,
big NIL backing. I mean, he's going to have money to actually, do something with. So it's going to be interesting to see. I want to see what he does in year 1, because if he's successful in year 1, then there's a better chance that more kids will want to come there. So
I agree. I agree. I think it all hinges on year one and what he does year one. If he can show that uh, he can handle it and things go well, I think things will open up more for him.
Any last thoughts before we move on to number 3?
What do you? You know what? You're asking us these questions. What you thinking,
Well,
Eric?
number 4 and number 3 are tied together, and
Okay.
this is why I think he's going to struggle.
Okay.
Michigan's number 1 recruiter, Lou Esposito. They lost him. Defensive line coach. He went to Baltimore. He was the one holdover from the coaching staff before, from Harbaugh era too, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. He might have come in during that transition. I'm not sure, but he was the one who was kicking our butt on defensive line and recruiting, and he's gone. And he was the main state of Michigan and Ohio recruiter for them, and he left 2 weeks ago. That is one of the reasons why I think there is nobody currently on that staff now that I'm aware of that that has those ties anymore to the high school coaches in the state of Ohio and Michigan, other than Alfred.
Because wasn't he at Western Michigan before he was at Michigan?
He was, yes.
So he had a long,
Yeah, and when you're depending on Alfred to be your Midwest recruiter, can I change my answer?
Oh, now all of a sudden you guys are coming over on my side.
Well, yeah, you didn't give us all the facts before you did that, Eric. Come on.
Okay, I want to make sure I'm factually correct. He joined in 2024 for Michigan, so he was after Harbaugh, but he was a part of that last staff, and he did a fantastic. He was their number 1 recruiter, guys.
Didn't Whittingham bring his guy from Utah though?
Yeah, but he's from Utah.
I know, but I'm wondering why he pushed him out, because I would have kept him.
He didn't push him out. Baltimore came and bought him. Came and got him. It's a whole new staff. When you lose the guy who hired you, and you have a whole new coaching staff, and then you have this opportunity to go to the NFL. I mean, I'm not blaming Esposito. I'm just saying, like,
I heard that it was his plan to bring the guy from Utah over regardless.
Not with Lou. Lou was the number 1 recruiter on staff, and and one could argue he developed the most NFL talent in the last 2 years there on the defensive line.
And Mentor went to Baltimore, so him and Mentor are buddies, so I can't blame the guy for going, and he's not going to have to recruit kids year round, and you're going to get an off season, and you're going to get time to relax. I mean, I think in the next few years, Eric, I think there's going to be a lot of these college coaches are going to get sick of this crap with the NIL, no regulations. You're going to see a lot more of them heading to the NFL.
Oh, I agree. I agree with that.
Absolutely.
But my point is that we're talking about Kyle Whittingham here. He lost that tie-in to success. Do you guys agree with me? The best room that Michigan has had in their last run has been the defensive line room.
Yeah. Oh, hands down.
Hands down. Yep.
No, I mean, look at how we all reacted when we lost Brian Hartline when it came to the wide receiver room. That is the equivalent here, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, if you look,
I think you could, Eric. I think you could put recruits into 3 different categories.
Okay.
One is the one that wants the relationship, like the recruiter that knows the high school coach, that forms a relationship. Hey, I like this guy. I want to go there. Those are the people that he's going to lose out on because they can't form that relationship. The second one is, I am a Michigan man. I grew up a Michigan fan. I'm going there no matter who they have. And then 3, you've got the money person. Is they're offering me the most money. I don't care where it's at. I'm out for the money. So out of the 2 out of 3, they're probably just going to lose maybe a couple of those relationship type of recruits. So I don't think it's going to be as bad because you have other avenues that you didn't have 5 years ago that you had to have that relationship or you're not going to get a recruit. But there's a lot of recruits out there just follow money. And there's some recruits that just love Michigan that much. I'm going there no matter what. So I don't think it's going to be as bad as it used to be. So I think you're putting a lot of emphasis on this that I just think we are behind the times now because I don't think it's as important.
Not only was he a good recruiter, though, he was a great developer. So that's going to hurt him too. Of course, I don't know with the defensive coordinator they're bringing in and the defensive staff how great they are on defensive line, development. But Louis Esposito was, not only a great recruiter but a great developer of talent. And Michigan's line's been their strength for the last, like Eric said, the last 4 or 5 years.
And I think the shrinking of recruits that grow up fans and will go to a school no matter what, that those pools are shrinking for every program. So not to say that they're not still out there, but that NIL has changed things significantly.
Eric, I think Ohio State's got a good mixture though, because we've got the developers on the team. Larry Johnson. You've got Laurinaitis, but you also got your regular coaches are good developers. Your main coaches are your coordinators, and they both have NFL experience. Mm-hmm. So your portal people want to go to the NFL, so they're going to want to play for a guy who knows how to get there and what it takes to get there. But we also have coaches that can develop people and a proven record of developing people. So I think Ohio State's ahead of the curve in that regards. Is they have a nice mixture of developers and NFL talent.
That's why I love what Ryan Day is doing.
If you look at the coaching staff, you'll see they either played in the NFL, most of them, or they coached in the NFL. I think I don't know if Tyler Bowen did or not, but I mean, Walden played in the NFL and coached there. Mm-hmm. I mean, Laurinaitis, same with Laurinaitis. Mm-hmm. Arthur Smith, Patricia, both coached in the NFL. Ryan Day coached in the NFL. I mean, most of your coaching staff either played and coached or coached in the NFL. So, I mean, they know how to get there.
All right, before I give you number 2, let me ask you this question. I want you to put a win total that you think Michigan fans expect on a yearly basis from their head coach. I'll start with you first, Mika, and we'll go counterclockwise. These are Michigan fans, what they expect every year win total wise.
Well, they're delusional, so they probably expect to go undefeated, honestly.
Well, okay, so 12?
Yeah.
So they're a bunch of Chris's. They're never happy unless they win national championships.
Exactly. Have you seen their fan base? The way they talk?
Sean, what do you think? What number?
I know a couple of them that are realistic, but I also know there's a lot of delusion up there too. So I would say 10 or 11. I'd say double-digit wins is what they're expecting. They expect
Can't talk about it.
Get back
Is that with or without cheating? Without cheating. Whittingham's not going to cheat.
They expect to get back to what Harbaugh had at the end before he left.
So Mick says 10.
I think, any fan base is going to say probably 10 or 11. You got your fringe fans that say, hey, undefeated or nothing else, like Chris. But I think they realistically, and they should realistically think 10 to 11 wins a year. Why wouldn't you? Because you're Michigan. They are a good football team. So I think that's realistically that most of their fan base would be 10 or 11 wins a year, just like Ohio State. Of course, we think undefeated, but 10 or 11 is what we expect. If we get less than that, then we're unhappy.
We'll burn your house down.
Outside of the COVID year, 2020, Ryan Day has won 10 or more football games every year as head coach at Ohio State.
That's why he's still here.
Kyle Whittingham, average 8.3 wins per year. In 21 years, one of which included an undefeated season, multiple 10, 11, 12-win seasons, but his average win total per year in 21 years at Utah was 8.3. Bart, you're a baseball guy. What do they say when you're in a slump? Hitting. When it comes to the back of the baseball card, eventually you're going to get to your average.
Yeah, it all works out in the end.
Yep.
Yeah. But the thing with it is which fan base is delusional? You just read that for Ryan Day, and we were ready to run him out of town.
Yeah.
So which fan base is delusional? Honestly,
Both.
I completely agree. But we are delusional too. So we are not
Yeah.
innocent in this. We almost ran out one of the greatest coaches
Right.
ever
But
because of a Michigan loss.
all right, hear me out, and then I'll let you guys answer this question. Kyle Whittingham coached 21 years at a school that was, until recently, okay with 8.3 wins per year. That is not going to happen in Ann Arbor. I promise you that.
Well, is that their, it's Utah. Like, I don't think they take their sports like we do. It's like us saying, oh, we're okay with Ohio State basketball winning 20 games a year and making the tournament. That doesn't happen, but we're okay with that. Now you go to Duke or North Carolina and think, oh, no, we will never take that.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a matter of where you're from, how much you love sports. And it's freaking Utah. Come on. I just don't think they take their sports and their football like we do.
Yeah, he was working with a whole lot less there. So what he actually did to me was impressive because he took over for Urban, and he didn't have to do as well as he did. He stepped in. Now Urban wasn't Urban, but still, like, to take over for a person with that sort of building track sheet or rap sheet, and to do what he did is impressive to me.
Urban was there for 2 seasons, guys. He went 22-2.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, hey, when we played him in the Rose Bowl, he gave Ryan Day all he could handle.
Yeah, he did. That was also a team that had Garrett Wilson set up that game out, and
So did Olave, didn't he?
Olave set that game
And Fields.
out.
And
That's
Fields.
the game. That's the game where JSN went off.
Yep, that was the JSN and CJ Stroud party in the end zone. They just partied in the end zone all night. Defensively, we stunk, but and here's the thing: Kyle Whittingham is supposed to be a defensive guy. What did we do to him that day? So, but that's one game in the postseason, whatever. I'm getting at the fact that this guy is an 8.3 wins per year. He'll have a 10-win season, but he's also going to have a 6 or 5-win season too. That's been his MO. And I just cannot see that fan base putting up with that. The expectations he is walking into at the age of 66 are like he's never experienced before in his coaching life, ever.
That's correct, Eric, but he also hasn't had the backing or the chance to, in Utah, he didn't have that NIL backing. So I don't know if he'll fall down to 6 or, 7 wins at Michigan, but I can see him winning 9 games.
I'm going to need a shower after this podcast. Paul Brothers got me defending a Michigan coach.
I don't expect you to. You're choosing to.
I feel weird.
Well, I guess I look at it as, am I comparing him to Rich Rodriguez or Brady Hoke? I think he's in another stratosphere than those two. He is a good football coach. I don't know if he's going to do 5 or 6 wins at Michigan, unless he has a schedule that's completely tough. But now we're going to be scheduling cupcakes for the first 3 games, so it's almost impossible to win just 5 games in a year now if you're Michigan. And if he does, then he needs to go.
Well, Bart, they got a tough schedule this coming year, so we'll see. A lot of them are at home, though, so he gets lucky there. But
it's not tough enough not to win 5 games, though.
Oh, I think I'm thinking 9 games that they win.
So you say he has a tough schedule and he's going to win 9 games. Yeah. Is there ever a schedule you're ever going to see they're going to win 5 games? And if it does, then he's not that great of a coach and he needs to go.
If there's like massive injury, you can't see,
But that's not on him. That's not on him.
Yeah, exactly.
We're saying he's a coach. He's going to win 5 or 6 games, maybe a couple years. No, I just don't see that.
Sean, 9 wins. Sean is only 0.7 above his average.
9 or
So
10.
he's right. He's batting. That's his batting average.
I think a lot of this depends on how things go with Underwear. Is he going to be able to manage Underwood?
Oh, absolutely. That's a big part of
Oh
year
yeah.
number one. But we're talking, what? How many years did he sign? A 5-year deal.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
think he sees it.
So you've got 5 years to go win you a national championship, or those expectations are going to be serious.
Well, and that's the thing is, I don't think Underwood's his type of quarterback,
that's the
and
thing.
he is going to be tied to that quarterback for at least the next couple of years. And I don't know if he could, I don't think he's going to get the double digits with him as a quarterback.
Well,
I
that
don't.
last year in Utah, they brought in that new coordinator, and he changed up the system, and they jumped to a bunch. They jumped to double digit wins. So he does have a coordinator that is pretty good, but I don't think he's ever dealt with a kid with this kind of ego. And I mean, I know for sure that I've been told that Underwear has told his coaches to go f off. I'm not doing that. I want to see him do that to Kyle Whittingham and what happens there, because that would be interesting to see. But
Yeah, I've
I think
heard from several places that he's difficult to coach. So that'll be interesting.
His body language on the sideline during games tells me he's difficult to coach. 100%.
Well, and you got rid of the coaches there. You still have the players there that was part of that culture. That you got one part of the formula right, but it's going to take 2 or 3 years to get your people in there with that culture. So it's going to take him a while. But as Eric mentioned, he's Father Time's undefeated. By the time he gets his system in there and his players, he's going to be in his 70s. And will he be that good anymore?
Well, will they stick with him that long if he's not that successful the first couple years? I mean,
Yep.
honestly, I think what's going to happen is he's the bridge coach to whoever next coach is. I think he's going to come in.
100%.
He's going to clean out the trash, get them straightened out where they're winning around 10 games or so, get them competitive. Then he's going to ride off in the sunset.
And
All right.
Brian Hartline can take over. So.
But I will come to the screen and I will smack you.
All right. Number one. Here we go. He's new to the game. Now, spare me the whole holy war is equivalent to Ohio State, Michigan. It is
please,
not.
no, it's not.
Now, there are some serious religious undertones to that rivalry that people here in the Midwest do not understand. It would be similar to when Notre Dame plays Miami and you got the Catholics versus convicts type of feel. That is kind of there's an undertone to it, a side story that people get really behind and angry about. There is that to Utah BYU. But this is completely on a level like he's never experienced before. And I might, for the first time, think Ryan Day has an advantage mentally in preparing for that game against the opponent coach. I don't think he had the advantage against Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh understood that rivalry, I think, better than Ryan Day did at the time. And as Ryan Day suffered some difficult L's, I think he quickly learned the importance of the game. Whittingham is coming into this flying completely blind, other than what Urban and the Michigan people have told him.
Yep.
Bart, your thoughts?
Well, that the first time that one of his first press conferences, he says, "Hey, I like Urban. I've talked to him. I've got to start hating him now." That tells you everything you need to know, because Ryan Day, Urban Meyer, 365, they thought about Michigan and beating him. He hasn't had that yet. I think he will after the first game, but I just don't think he has that in him. Will that be his detriment? Maybe. But he just doesn't understand it. So
I honestly think he'll lean on Urban, because I think Urban will help him, believe it or not, because Urban helps all his former coaches and his friends out, but he still, like you say, Eric, he still doesn't have a grasp on it yet. Till you go through it once, you will not have you will not totally understand what it's about. So I think we have a big time advantage this year on them.
I agree. I think we have the advantage. I do think he'll lean on that relationship with Irvin, but even Irvin joked about, "Oh man, I'm gonna hate not talking to you anymore because now that he's the coach over there." But like, yeah, I think he'll lean on Irvin, but it's a different animal, hearing it and experiencing it. So I agree with you. I think we have the uh, Ryan Day has the upper hand for probably the first time in his uh, tenure, and when it comes to understanding the rivalry and coming in with the right mindset for that game.
Now, there are some precedents here that he actually has an upper hand in this game. More times than not, a first-time Michigan coach wins the rivalry game the first time. In my lifetime, there's only been 2 coaches who didn't win the Ohio State-Michigan game their first time. Jim Harbaugh and Rich Rodriguez. Sherrone Moore won it his first time. Brady Hoke won his first time.
Oh,
It's
I
actually
forgot
against
about the
it was
Hope
against
thing.
Luke Fickell in 2011.
Gary Moeller.
Moeller won.
Oh,
Bo Schembechler beat Woody. That's right, his first time.
the
That
biggest
wasn't in my
upset.
lifetime, but that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he has some precedents here that he can do it. But the biggest difference is you look at most of those guys, they knew what the rivalry meant. They were either Michigan guys, they were Michigan men, they had been in the rivalry before, they had coached in it on one side or the other, or played in it, right? This is completely blind to him coming into this one.
Hey, Eric, and I hate to say this, but Tyler's kind of right. His comment about kind of an advantage. He doesn't hate Ohio State. How many times has Ryan Day treated that Michigan game a different way, and it's come back to bite him because he wants to win it so bad that he would just not want to turn the ball over or not want to do this or not want to do that. If you have an advantage that, hey, I'm going to treat this as a regular game and let's go out there and win it and not tighten up our our play calling just to win the game. Maybe he does have an advantage that way, and maybe that's why first time coaches win. I don't know.
I mean, Ryan Day did win his first time when he played him. So
But hasn't he changed his play calling, his game plan because it's Michigan? He doesn't do that to any other team except for Michigan sometimes. And I don't. Maybe it's because he wants it so bad that he doesn't want to screw up. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think he gets in his head a lot with things, and he overthinks things, and it tends to bite him in the butt sometimes.
What do you
I
think,
I
Eric?
actually
Sorry.
no,
Go ahead, Sean.
I actually think with him winning that last one, I think he's got the monkey off his back, and it's not going to be in his head so much.
Yeah, I think that really helped.
But we're talking about Whittingham playing his first game and not
Yeah.
hating Ohio State. We're not talking about Ryan Day here. We're
Yeah.
talking about maybe he doesn't have that hate and he doesn't go in there and maybe screw it up because he's so nervous and doesn't want to win.
To me, it's not about hate. It's about the level of play, how different of a game it is. I don't think he's ever experienced that before. It would be like hey, coaching in your first Super Bowl. What's that like? Like, man, that was very different than anything I've ever experienced before. That is what he's about to experience for the first time. Now, like I said, there's precedence here that it's actually a good thing for him. Because you're right, Bart. He goes in kind of naive.
Mhm.
I don't know what it's like. I don't know what the expectations are. But again, I look at everything we just laid out here, and I say to myself, all the advantages are in Columbus with this stuff.
Well, let's not forget the players. The players who's playing the game, they know what it's about. They didn't lose a lot of
Exactly.
people, so they still know what it's about. Just because the head coach doesn't really grasp it, the players do. It's still going to be intense. There's still going to be fights. Now, I don't expect Michigan to play the way they did in the past against Ohio State with all the extracurriculars. I expect that to slow down and stop. I honestly do, because I don't think Kyle's that kind of a coach. But we will see. I don't know how tight he's going to have on it.
I hope you're right, because some of that stuff was just ridiculous.
And they were doing it on purpose. They were coached that way. Let's just be honest. They were coached to do that. And you can't tell me that, who was that running back that brought the Wiley or no, he brought the kickoff out about 8-9 years ago, and
Wilson, Dontre Wilson.
Yeah.
They
surrounded. You knew that was coached up. You knew that was their plan from from practice to do that. I don't think Whittingham's going to do that. I don't think he's going to stoop that low. He's going to want to win the game, but he's going to do it fair and square, and that's what he's there to do. Is make it a fair game, I believe.
All right, let's end our poll over here on YouTube. Thank you to everybody who contributed. 58 of you participated in the poll question. How many losses will Michigan have this season? 2 or less, 9% said 2 or less. 5 or more, 16% said that. Overwhelmingly, 75% of you think they will have 3 or 4 losses in 2026. Now, that being said, guys, we have another topic here. We're going to save that for the after show over on Patreon. We would love for all of you to join us over on Patreon. It only costs $5 a month to be a part of Patreon and have all the super secret shows that we do right after we get done recording here on YouTube. But before we do that, we had a couple questions that were asked in the chat that I starred that I thought were great questions for us to answer. This is from RDCB. Eric, if they lose 3 or 4 games this year and miss the CFP, do you think Underwood leaves after this season if that happens? Yes. Bart.
Yes. I think Whittingham's going to find out if he's their quarterback or not. And if he's not, it could have been say, hey, you might want to try somewhere else, or he might leave just because of more money, because somebody's going to give him money to go there because of his potential. But yes, he will leave. I think he's too arrogant and thinks he's better than he is, and he will leave.
I think it all depends on the fashion that they lose. I mean, if they're close games, if they're getting their butts kicked the whole season, I can see him bolting. But he's also about the money. So if Michigan keeps paying him the high money, I think he'll stay.
I think he'll bolt. Because I really don't think he wanted to be there to begin with. The only reason he's there is the money. And I fully expect if things go bad, there's going to be other schools ready to offer him money to leave. So if he can go somewhere, a better program where he thinks can develop him better and get money, I think he will. And honestly, I wouldn't blame him for leaving.
Yeah, I think he's as good as gone. I'm going to let that poll question I just put there on YouTube simmer for a little bit, guys. We'll let you give everybody a chance to answer that one while we go to the next question.
Real quick, Eric, is with the success of your portal quarterbacks, I think your starting quarterbacks are going to have a shorter leash of going from year in to year out because of the success. Because the next big thing, they're all going to put money towards people, and if your guy is not performing, I'm just going to get another person, and that really.
Not only that, but if let's say Underwood plays well, he goes 9-3, but he doesn't make the CFP, but he shows improvement, and maybe he just didn't jive with Whittingham or whatever. Given what the going rate for quarterbacks are in the transfer portal, he's going to bolt, and he's probably going to get upwards of somewhere between $12 and $15 million.
No way, you're crazy.
Oh, you think so? Do you know what what Miami just paid the kid from Duke?
Yeah.
You're expecting him to be there for a few years, though.
Tell me, what do you think? 11?
He got $11 million.
And you think Underwood's going to be anywhere close to Mensa?
3-star kid coming out of high school versus a 5-star.
Yeah.
stars can, you can shove that where you want because it doesn't really matter.
Tyler's butt plug.
Unless Mika or Vader's ranking them as a 5-star, I'm not going to believe it. So, he's not a 12 to 15 million. Now, I might agree with you. There probably is somebody out there that probably will pay him that. But if he's going for 12 or 15 million, then we have a big problem because a lot of people's going to go for that then.
It's going rate for quarterbacks now.
No, it's
Eight-
not.
$8 to $12 million. Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
But
Julian Sain's an $8 million quarterback right now.
with Mensa, though, it was also multiple years, though, that he was getting at, wasn't it, though? Not just
One and
For one
done,
year.
baby.
This is his last year.
Oh, he's going to NFL. Yeah, after this.
Shoot.
Well, he's out eligibility after this.
No, he's got 2 years.
Does he have 2 years?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a redshirt junior this year.
Okay, I thought he was.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, more years.
he redshirted his first year at Tulane. Then he started his redshirt freshman year. Then he jumped to Duke and signed a 2-year contract. Bolted after year one. That's what the whole legal thing was. As after his redshirt sophomore year, so he'll be a redshirt junior this year at Miami. If he's anywhere near as good as he did at Duke, I'm telling you, he's at Miami. He's going to go to the NFL. John Dowd, great question. What's your guys' opinion on how Ohio State shakes out against Texas, Indiana, and Oregon? I have a hard time feeling like Ohio State comes out of that better than 1 and 2. Bart.
I think we beat Texas. I don't really believe in Arch Manning. I think Patricia will. The way to stop him is what we did last year. Have him a spy so he doesn't run. Make him throw it. He's better, I think, than we played him last year. Indiana is just an unknown. You don't know how good their quarterback's going to be. All the people they had to replace. I have them going 2-1. I think they're going to lose to either Indiana or Oregon. I don't think Dante Moore is a very good quarterback myself. It would surprise me 3-0, but that's just the delusion I have in myself coming to Ohio State. So
I think we go 2-1. I think the Indiana game's the unknown, like Bart said, but the kid that they got coming in, I love that Hoover kid from TCU. I think he's great. I think we beat Indiana, and I think we beat Texas. I think the Oregon one's the game that I'm worried about.
I honestly think it all depends on Saiyan, and if Saiyan's as motivated and changes his body and his game around as much as Podfather hinted at, I think that we could go 3-0. But I'm with you; it's probably 2-1, and I honestly think we can handle anything that Texas dishes out, and until Lanning can prove to me that he can win a big game without a Lanning loophole, then I think we're good there. The unknown is the Indiana game. I'm honestly surprised that TCU didn't fight harder to keep Hoover because I think he's an excellent quarterback. You can't do that to me.
what's going on? I got something behind me. What's going on here?
Oh, that is awesome. I need to screenshot that.
That OHIO podcast hair growing shampoo
It's amazing.
it's fantastic stuff.
It comes and goes. So yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are the best.
Looks like Peg Bundy's ugly sister.
I think Ohio State in those 3 games, can they win all 3? Absolutely. Is there a world where we lose all 3?
Boy.
Absolutely. At Texas scares me. At Indiana might be, in all honesty, the most difficult of those 3.
Yep.
Oregon might be the best of those 3 teams, however, but we get them at home. So there is a world where we win all 3 of them, we go 3-0, and I think there might be a world where we go 0-3. So that being said, I'm going to lean on the side of averages. We're going to win 1.5. That's Vegas talk for you, baby.
Well, I think I would go 3-0 if I knew what was going with our defense. If we knew how the backups that didn't play last year and our cornerbacks are going to play. But I think if I knew more about the defense, I would be more inclined to go 3-0 because I don't think any of those defenses are going to stop our offense. It's just going to be how many points we're going to give up on defense. That's where I think we are at.
Troy, he needs the blonde hair and did the figure 4 leg lock. Be Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Wow.
Yeah, unbelievable. 10-10 tie. Yeah, remember when college football used to end in ties?
Yes.
Gosh, that was a wild time, wasn't it? That was crazy back in the day. Yeah, unbelievable. Well, we didn't get to the whole second part of this show tonight because this ended up taking up all of our time, and we got off to a little bit of a late start this evening because of YouTube troubles. But we'll get to it in the after show, everybody, over on Patreon. So please consider going over there, being a part of our community over there, where you can get. We have 4 message boards. Buck Vader, our insider, runs the message boards. He has a blog he runs. We have the Super Secret Show. Chris does extra content over there. I do extra content over there. We have, beyond that, Mika and I and Vader, we also have the recruiting database. Fantastic. It literally is the best recruiting database I've ever seen. And that's not just me bragging. I designed it because of how disappointed I was in everybody's recruiting information on their websites. And so I'm like, let's just build a database that's got all the information in it. And so you get that for free over there in Patreon. And of course, you get the community, which is the best. It's the best, man. The community is what it's all about. The game watches, the Friday night hangouts that we do. We've been watching old Ohio State games, bowl games from back in the 60s and 70s over there. It's been a lot of fun. We really want to highly recommend you guys go hang out with us over on Patreon. Go check it out. The link is in the description below. Oh, Lord. Yesterday's show was, in the words of our DCB, it was worth every penny of being a member. Yesterday's show. It was crazy.
It was either the worst or the greatest, depending on which
man.
way you look at it.
Teabag, I mean, Tyler, I mean, he just, man.
Troy says, you guys made the Super Bowl watchable. That was rough on the old eyes. Mean Green, when did Chewbacca join the OHIO podcast? That's I can't with you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll have another video for you tomorrow here on YouTube, and then tomorrow night, 8:00 Eastern, we'll do it again. Thank you so much for joining. We'd love to have you all be a part of our community. Come back. We'll see you over on Patreon, everybody.